Okay.
Alright, here's how we're going to turn some things in. So for the first things we want to do is we want to go to Safari. So we're going to click on the Safari app and open up Safari. I'm going to close out of all of these tabs here. Start from scratch. So I'm going to create a new tab. And I'm going to go to AliceKeeler.net. I'm going to go to AliceKeeler.net. So once I'm on AliceKeeler.net, that's nice, but there's not a whole lot of information there that I immediately want. So I'm actually going to go here. If it's Algebra 2, I'm going to go to the Daily Algebra 2. If it's Geometry, I would go to the Daily Geometry, Daily Geo. Now this page is what you're going to use immediately every single day. So what I want to do is I want to go to the swoopy at the top of the screen. It's a box with a little arrow in it. So I'm going to click on the swoopy and I'm going to click Add to Home Screen. So I'm going to add this Daily Algebra 2 to the home screen. Oh, hello. So, alright, so it made this icon. I'm going to hold on to it so everything wiggles, because I actually want this to be, go that way, okay, I want it there, on the home screen. Okay, press the home button to stop the wiggling. I'm going to go back to Safari, and now what I want is I want to click on where it says Quest. I want to click on where it says Quest because that's where we turn stuff in. So I click on Quest. I'm like, okay, this is how I get points for the class. If I don't turn stuff into this form, I don't get credit. So I need this a lot. So again, I'm going to go up to the top to the little swoopy, the box with the arrow. And I'm going to choose Add to Home Screen. This is different than a bookmark. You're certainly welcome to bookmark it, but this actually puts an icon on your home screen. Quick to get there. So I'm going to add it to the home screen. Yep, Quest. Awesome. Alright, and it puts it where I don't need it, so make that wiggle. Come on, baby. This way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I now have Quest and the Daily Algebra 2. I actually want them to be together. So I'm going to pick up one and hover it over the other, and it makes a folder. Woo! Yes! And I'm going to call this folder Algebra 2. Or if this was Geometry, call it Geometry. So now, I'm going to press the home button, stop the wiggling. Now I have a folder for Algebra 2. So I'm thinking to myself, what kind of things do I use for this class? Well, I use the calculator, the graphing calculator. I use WordPress a lot. I'm going to put the WordPress app in my Algebra 2 here. There we go. iBooks has the textbooks. I'm going to put that closer at least, so they're next to each other. Spreadsheet app, put that in the Algebra 2 folder. Anything that you would use a lot for this class, put it in the Algebra 2 folder. So I'm going to go back to Safari and I'm going to close out all this stuff. Close. Okay. So the point being is I walk into class, I open my Algebra 2 folder, I'm like, oh, hey, check this out. Daily Algebra 2. So I click on that. I'm going to push the home button one time. So I go back to my Algebra 2 folder. I'm going to click on Quest. So now I have two tabs. I have a tab for the Daily Algebra 2 and I have a tab for Quest. So I can just go back and forth easily between the list of things that I do and where I turn it in. And the third thing that I need is WordPress. So I'm going to hit plus. And I'm going to go to, more specifically, you want to go to your WordPress. Mine's ACELKEELER.wordpress.com. You want to go to yours, and you want to be on your page. Now you'll notice when you open it up, or not, we'll wait for it. I'll just talk about it. So when you first open it up, it's in mobile view. It's probably better to view it in standard sight. So you'll notice it has this little swipe me, and it shows a picture of the last picture I uploaded. So I'm going to swipe, and I'm in mobile view. You'll notice down at the bottom it says view the standard site. So the mobile view, I like it. It's nice looking, but I want to view the standard site. So now that I'm in the standard site where the URL is just straight up acelkeeler.wordpress.com is just my generic website, I'm going to click on the rectangle with a swoop, and I'm going to add that to the home screen. Now I'm adding my WordPress. We'll call this one Keeler. not Keeler. Darn you, autocorrect. WordPress. Now that might be a good idea for you to add my WordPress on there because that's where I post frequently asked questions and some tutorials and things. Alright, I'm going to add that. But really what we're doing here is you want to add your own. So this is my WordPress. Maybe you want to do that, but add your WordPress. So I'm going to make that wiggle, and I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to put it in the Algebra 2 folder. So now when I go to Safari, I have 3 tabs. I have a tab for the Daily Algebra 2, I have a tab for the quests, and I have a tab for my personal WordPress. Or in your case, your personal WordPress. That's not the mobile site, but the standard site. So I have these 3 tabs that I will be using all the time. I'm just going to cycle between the 3 tabs. Now, if I want to turn in an assignment, what I want to do is use the WordPress app, because the app is the best for posting. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the home button one time. I'm going to hit the home button one more time so I get to the search, and I'm going to start typing WordPress and find the WordPress app. Although, remember, I put the WordPress app in my Algebra 2 folder, so that might make it easy to find. So now I have the WordPress app open. And I'm going to add a blog hosted at wordpress.com.
Okay.
Alright, once you put in your username and password, it's going to ask you which of your WordPress blogs do you want to use. Now, most likely you only have one, but if you have multiple ones, put the one on there that is for this class, or do them all. And then I'm going to click Add Selected. Alright, so once I'm in there, I'm going to see a list of my blogs on the side. If you want to add a new blog, you can hit the plus button, but I actually just want to tap on the title of the blog that I'm going to post to. So you tap on there and you should see a list of all of your posts, and then there is a box with a pencil on it. I'm going to click there to make a new blog post. So this is how you turn in work. So today what we're doing is we're doing number 29, download the book. So I'm going to type first the quest number, or the assignment number, and then I'm going to put the title of what the assignment is. I want to put any meaningful tags for what I'm doing. So if I was doing systems of equations, I would write systems, and maybe substitution or elimination, or any of the main topic words, and I always want to put the standard. Always put the standard. This is nothing, just something we're doing, so I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go to categories, and I want to make sure that I have all my categories listed. So you can actually hit the plus button, and I can type in, oops, I can type in algebra, I want a capital A, algebra 2 category. For algebra 2, you always include the algebra 2 category, and for geometry, you always include the geometry category, whether or not I tell you. And then this is classwork, so I'm going to add a category for classwork. Save. And then I have a whole list of categories. Go get the list of categories. Slowly, steady. Make sure you get all of those categories. Quests, blogs, notes, pictures, fun stuff, achievements, classwork, Code Academy, Khan Academy. Put those as categories. You want to add them all. So today I'm just doing Algebra 2, and I'm doing classwork. So I have my categories. I would describe the quest, the assignment. Remember, this is a digital portfolio, so other people are going to be able to see what you have. So if the picture doesn't explain what you're doing, you're going to need some text to do it. And sometimes your assignment, you just type it directly into the WordPress. Like, that is what you're doing. You didn't do it on paper. You typed it in WordPress. I'm actually going to double-click right now. Double-click. And I'm multitasking so I can see all of my items at the bottom. So I'm going to double click and go to Safari. So I'm going to cycle back here. And I notice on the Daily Algebra 2 today, the assignment is that I'm going to download the book as an EPUB. So I'm going to click here. Okay, so once the book loads, I'm going to come down to where it says download collection as EPUB. So I'm going to click on EPUB. And I'm going to open in iBooks. And it's going to, now if you don't see it, you notice that it says books at the top. It might be in PDF, so you'd have to click on collections to switch to books instead of PDF. So I've got a picture of the book here. I'm just going to do a screenshot. Yep, downloaded the book. If you click on library, which may or may not load anytime soon, you can go back and see the bookshelf. I'm going to double click the home button. Zoom in over here. Do this like 100 times a day. Double click right here on the home button and it pulls up multitasking. Back up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to WordPress. So I'm in here, and what I need to do is I need to make the keyboard go away. So in the bottom right hand corner is a button like a keyboard, so I'm going to click that. Goodbye keyboard, and now I can see in the bottom right hand corner is a little box with a picture in it. I'm going to click on the picture icon. I'm going to add photo from library. I'm going to go to the camera roll, and I'm going to put in the picture of the book. Now usually medium is a good size, but you always want to remember whatever you post has to be able to be graded. That means it has to be rotated vertically so I can read it, that it has to be large enough that I can read it, and it has to not be fuzzy and blurry. So I'm going to pick medium. I could probably pick small for this particular one because there's nothing in the screenshot that I'm grading. So it needs to be large enough if I'm going to grade it. If it's just a screenshot of Kia showing me that you became a millionaire, you can put that in small. In fact, that one can be upside down. I can see that. So just be careful about stuff you hand wrote and make sure that's gradable. Alright, once it is uploaded, now you have to wait for the whole thing to upload before it'll let you continue. You can click publish in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, and that actually puts it right on my WordPress. It's already ready to go. You've turned it in. If you want to put more pictures in there, I'm just going to tap on there, push enter a couple of times, hide the keyboard, hit pictures, add photo from the library, and I can actually just go in and just add a bunch of pictures, add photo from the library, add pictures. So I want you to see if you have 15 pictures that you've taken of your project, it's very quick and easy to just keep putting one picture after another picture after another picture. You just keep hitting the picture icon at the bottom, and you can add them all at once. I'm going to go ahead and hit update. And so now I've put all of these pictures on my blog. Now to turn it in, I need to be out of the app. So again, I'm going to double tap, so for multitasking, and I'm going to go back to Safari. So I just do a lot of multitasking. Double tap, WordPress app. Double tap, back to Safari. So when I'm in Safari, I see that I've got my daily algebra 2, I've got my quests, and I have my WordPress. I actually want to go to... So when I go in here, again, I'm in the mobile version. I'm going to swipe. At the bottom, I want to click View the Standard Site. Okay, so once I'm in there, I can see this is the post that I just posted. I just posted this one, so all those pictures I just put on there are right on there. But you have to actually click on the title. So I'm going to click on the title because what you want to see... What you want to see is that the URL has the title of the post in it. So you have to be on the actual page of the post, not the generic blog, but the actual page, and it should have it on there. So we need to get that URL. So I'm going to tap at the URL address bar at the top. I'm going to hold my finger. Sorry. Now I already have the tabs open. So I'm going to go from my WordPress to the Quest tab. This is where I turn stuff in. So I just scroll down. I find where it says permalink. And I'm going to hold my finger down and choose paste. And so I paste the link into the form. Now I need to fill out the whole form, put the ID number and the Quest number. Evidence of mastery is, you don't have to write me a note there all the time. That's, if we talked about it, if there's some special circumstances or something you think you need to remind me of, that's where you can kind of write me a note. So you can get away with not filling that out. Most important is you have the SID number and the Quest number and the permalink. Those are the most important. Now this Quest is worth 3 XP. and I think that I deserve a 100% because I did it. And you leave the teacher approval box blank. And then you would just hit submit and turn it in.